You're listening to BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Now, our golf fans continue to revel in Europe's Ryder Cup triumph on Monday. We thought we'd take a tour of one of England's oldest golf clubs. Felixstowe Ferry is the nation's fifth oldest. It's celebrating 130 years this year. Much has changed, but the club's spirit is as strong as ever.
When I first came, if you went out onto the 13th tee, for example, on a Saturday morning, and there was another 4-ball, you thought it was busy. If you go out onto the 13th on a Saturday morning these days, you probably have to join a queue. There are more members, we hope for still more members, and we hope for still more active members. It is a busier club than it was. My name is Peter Field. I've been a member of this golf club for nearly 40 years. I was very pleased to become a member, and I've been very pleased since to have represented the club in various competitions and have met most people socially and competitively, and have enjoyed both their company on and off the course. This is an extremely friendly club, has developed very well, and in my opinion today is being run in a most professional manner, as you have to if you're going to survive.
Give me my books, my golf clubs and leisure, and I would ask for nothing more. My ideal in life is to read a lot, write a little, play plenty of golf and have nothing to worry about. The Right Honourable A.J. Balfour, later Earl Balfour, Prime Minister from 1902 to 1905 and captain at Felixstowe in 1889. The latest in a long line of successors is Chris Pearson.
I've been a member here since 1983.
Tell me about the course, Chris. What's it like to play? I mean, I gather you've got two courses here, a 9-hole and an 18-hole.
The 9-hole is quite a recent innovation. That opened in 1997. There was an awful lot of fuss about that because a lot of the older members didn't think we should do it. Thank goodness we did, I think, because that's just one of the reasons why we're still here, I believe, because it brings in a lot of revenue from the pay-and-play type players who go over there, love it because it's not a pitch and putt, it's a proper golf course, and they come back time and time again. The main golf course, Felixstowe Ferry Golf Course, is a different golf course every day because the wind blows in different directions, the weather affects what it's like, and it's interesting because of that. Every time you go out there, it plays in a different way. People love to come here, visitors like to visit, in the summer, not particularly in the winter, and that's how it is, really. It's really very interesting to play, and I love the place. It's fantastic.
It's a club that boasts many stories of old and of recent times. Club Secretary Ray Baines, another member of 30 years plus, James Douglas Hamilton, and firstly former club captain Roger Smith have some of those.
Well, at my time of captain, we unfortunately hit a gentleman on the sea wall between the eyes with a golf ball, and it rather... Allegedly, yes. We never could prove it, but that's what actually we're told happened. And so we had to deal with some quite difficult times then, removing some holes over there and moving them inwards, which we did. So I had that during my year, which was quite entertaining, really, to try and pacify the members on one side who wanted to sue everybody in sight for making us move the holes, and the Health and Safety Committee on the other side who wanted to close us down on that side.
And history would point to people coming from down south up here to find a links course to play on.
Well, yes, I mean, the origins of the course is the Great Eastern Railway directors, Lord Elcho and co, who came up here to find a link. They cut the first one down at Langard, the other end by the dock, but it didn't sort of work down there, so and all the hotels were coming this end, so they started this one.
And why Felixstowe Ferry Golf Club and not just Felixstowe Golf Club?
That was, I think, 1948. I couldn't be sure on the dear, but there used to be two golf courses. Before the war, there was Eastwood Hoe, which was just as you come into Felixstowe, the dock roundabout, the next roundabout on the left, Eastwood Hoe was there. That was the course we would have all played in those days, because this course, Felixstowe Golf Course, was very much for the gentry. So we lot would have been down there and they would have been here. After the war, obviously this was used for sea defences here, for war defences, and Eastwood Hoe was used for growing food. So they wanted to start a golf course, and the man who actually owned the land at Eastwood Hoe bought this land, and they tried to form a golf club. So obviously they couldn't call it Eastwood Hoe, and they couldn't call it Felixstowe Golf Club because they called it Felixstowe Ferry Golf Club, and the fees were £1.
There's hundreds of stories that you could probably find from all the members, and one I only discovered last year was the discovery of a landmine on the course. One of the greenkeepers decided to put it in the back of his truck and drive it up the road towards the clubhouse. It was eventually taken away by the bomb disposal squad, who put it out on the beach and blew it up.
I was actually on the course. We were playing up the 10th, and we looked across towards the sea, and we suddenly thought, there's nobody on the course, the other side of the road, nobody at all, which is most unusual on whatever afternoon it was. And then, of course, as we played our second shots, all the blue lights started thundering down the road and across the course, and we thought, particularly as one of them was a bomb disposal vehicle. So we finished our round at the 12th instead of going on round the 18th. But that was indicative of the fact that this golf course during the war was used as rifle butts and as a practice artillery or small artillery ranges. And there is out there probably still under the ground quite a lot of ordnance of one sort or another, which will, over the years, I suppose, occasionally keep turning up.
Felixstowe Ferry also has its champions. Two of the club's early professionals won the Open, Willie Fernie in 1883 and Bob Martin in 1885, and the competition element is still strong.
There are more competitors now than there were a few years ago, because everybody that's joined the golf club joins it to play golf. I would suggest about 10 or 12 years ago, there were a lot of people who were members who played very rarely. And we have a lot of competitive golfers. We have a very vibrant junior section, and the juniors are here all through the summer holidays, and they're all bringing their handicaps down quite quickly. The problem we have is retaining them. There are other interests. They all want to be footballers. They all discover girls and alcohol and whatever, and they move on to other things. And that's the age group we've got a problem with.
You mentioned the juniors. I think one of your most famous names here is a young 15-year-old. Is that right? Heidi Beck?
Heidi Beck, yeah. Heidi Beck is doing very well on the world stage now, really. She's 15 years of age, and she's got a handicap which is a plus handicap. If you're not a golfer, you perhaps might not understand what that means. But that means every time she goes out on the golf course, she has to give the course 2 shots. There aren't very many people of that age who are that good. And she's a member of the Felixstowe School now, which is special for elite golfers, and she's very often to be seen here with her mum, walking around practicing and doing whatever. She's a credit to us.